Okay, let me check to see if I'm live on my channel. And sound. Okay, let me check to see if I'm live. Great. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I got an email from somebody. Can I see my email and do my thing at the same time? Hold on. Hey, Maribel. How you doing? Let me see if I can read my email. Oh. Oh no. What did I do? Okay, hold on. Um, okay, good. Okay, thank you for telling me I'm live. Thank you for telling me I'm live. Yeah, so I got an email. Someone that knows me on Stripperweb and follows my advice. And what was the other thing? Right. Want to know if they should start being a cam model. So here's the thing. I don't recommend it. I don't. I do not recommend it. And the reason why I do not recommend it is that if you become in financial hardship again, what is your plan? Because it comes down to your financial habits. And if you have poor financial habits before you became a CAM model, what is going to change that your financial habits will get better? This means having an emergency fund, investing for retirement, cutting your expenses so they're not extremely high. Because this is that's the core out of it. Like, people want to become a CAM model and they think they're going to make money, but if you're already broke or behind on bills or trying to avoid being homeless, the progression of being a CAM model doesn't instantly mean you're going to make money. It's a 40 to 80 hour a week job. Yes, you're working from home. Yes, you are making your own money. You're highly dependent on these websites being operational. And yeah, I mean, like, they're hiring, but that doesn't mean you're going to make money. I've said this many times before, and it's not going to change because there's a pandemic going on in the world of go be a cam model, make money, change your life. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Especially with, like, the US has a stimulus check. Cam models don't qualify for it. Even in Canada, we have a own little, rebuild the economy program going on over here. I don't qualify for it. I don't. I'm very lucky that the campsites I work with are operational. They've set up their system to work from home. They're still, able to process payments, pay everybody, still run their contests that they're running. So it looks like everything is normal, but I'm sitting online 10 hours a day, 16 hours a day. Like, I sat online 5 hours on Saturday. I made $1.75. $1.75. That's my pay. The customer tipped me their amount. The website takes their percentage. My gross pay was $1.75. Now, I've been doing this for 17 years. I know the process of webcamming. I know for me it's because I haven't been online consistently every week for my regular 40 hours a week. But it's not like I'm like, to make a living out of it, you have to dedicate all of your time doing it. You're better off to work at Amazon. You're better off to work at Walmart. You're better off to work at a grocery store. Any essential services that is still running, that are still hiring, you're better off to work there. Like, you're better off to work there. I've set myself up in a situation where webcamming is my primary option, and I'm working towards other work from home opportunities because I've already been doing it for over a decade. It's already in place. But if you're brand new, think, oh, I'm going to be a webcam model. No, no, go work at Walmart. Go work at Target. Go work somewhere that's hiring because they're an essential service that's running. It's mostly grocery stores, the post office, financial institutions, and liquor stores. For Canada, anyway. Canada decided that our liquor stores are essential, so they're keeping them open. My neighbor works at the liquor store. She has a job. She's still working her regular schedule. Yeah. And it's coming like when I started camming, 2003, 2004, SARS was there. A lot less scary, but I was able to work. And it's because I was already in a position where I had nothing. This is the best option. And I had the time to sit online and do what I need to do to work. But it's not going to be that way for everybody. There's certain, like if you have a plan of college and you're still in college and now you're going to be a cam model, you could ruin your chances of a normal career because you chose to be a cam model. The industry hasn't changed of their opinions of people in this industry. They're actually stronger than before of how much they see you as a nothing person, where your financial habits has to be in place to take care of you. You need your investing, you need your emergency fund. If you're going to do this industry, you need to make sure that you're setting yourself up financially where if anything happens, you can take care of yourself. I hope people are understanding that, because it's not like, oh, let's do this, I'm going to save myself. No, you may put yourself in jeopardy, and you're only doing it because you're panicked, stressed, and maybe, some other stuff are going on. But this doesn't mean that you're going to like instantly change your life because the rest of the world is in a crisis. And I'm going to come out. You really need a plan. Like your plan has to work out no matter what happens in the rest of the world. I tell it exactly like it is. There's really not much I can tell you about being a cam model as if it's gonna, make you a bunch of riches and you're gonna have a wonderful fairy tale ending. You're not. It's a struggle. The industry is a struggle. Unless you've already built up that thick skin to handle it, it's going to be hard. It's really going to be hard. You're better off to see what other services you can access, what other jobs you can access. Go for something else. If this was your plan before the pandemic, what makes you think it's going to be better because you start now? Like, yeah, yeah. I mean, the only reason I'm making this video is because I got an email, somebody asking me a question about it. And I really wasn't going to make a video about it because I already know my fate. I already know what I put in place for myself. I'm working my plan. I'm working my plan. It's not the time to start. It's not the time to start. And then you're probably wondering, when is the time to start? You have to decide that. But me making this video based on, what's going on in the environment and people are asking questions, things like that. No, the world is screaming at you. They don't care about you and you want to start this job. There's articles upon articles of people who do legal adult entertainment are not getting the stimulus check, which means if you join the ranks of the misfits, unwanted, and marginalized people, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And the only way it becomes a little bit better is if you have a solid financial plan for yourself. Like solid. Like your plan has to be solid, that it's going to work. This is why I work the baby steps, because I didn't have a financial plan before that took care of me in the present and the future. Because we're going to go into this, and for you to actually reach the level where you're making full-time income, that means you're working 50 to 100 hours a week, which means very little sleep. People think you're crazy because you're working online all the time. And then you got family hating you because you're on the internet showing off whatever bits you got. And then you're doing it over and over again so the checks come in regularly so you can maintain a lifestyle. Like it's not what you see on that Netflix little movie that they made. It's not. This is not a Netflix little movie about being a cam model. It's not. And just because some article out there said some cam models are making $50,000 a month, it's a select few. It's like 10 maybe cam models on a website making that money. And the reason they say that everyone can do it because one person did it. Just because that one person did it doesn't necessarily mean that you're automatically going to do it. It's a lot of work staring at your computer screen. You think this social distancing thing that's happening right now is hard? It's harder when you become a cam model. It's social distancing full time because you need to make payout on every paycheck, have it come in every single week so that you can have food on the table, clothes, and then get back out there and work again. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat over and over again. Like I don't get how people are thinking this is a good time to start this career when you weren't doing it before the pandemic happened. You weren't doing it before, but now you're going to start doing it. And what? You think everything is to become gravy? No, it's going to be harder. Because the models who are already on the website for multiple years, they're feeling the crunch. They have already chosen the career of being a cam model. They're working the websites. Then this newbie is coming on the website thinking they're going to do something. No. Like, I hope the message is clear. No, you don't want to start it unless you've already put in place to start it before this pandemic happened. Like a work at an essential business that's already up and running. Yeah. Is anybody in chat? Like, is chat open? Yeah. Like, no. Okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody's here, which is great. So I can log off. But yeah, my answer is no. Seriously, my answer is seriously no. You don't want to start this. It's already stressful as it is. Work somewhere that's already an essential business because they need the work. They need people to work. Like, because if you weren't doing it before, I don't see how you're going to make money on because it's more people, more time wasters. The cam models who've already been on the website, they're working more hours. Like cam models that were part-time already doing it, they're now becoming full-time. And the cam models, awesome. And the cam models that were full-time doing it that took a break are coming back. That's already, most websites, that's 1,500 cam models on the websites, over 1,000 models on the website. Of the part-time work models are already there, and then the full-time models that are working more hours, and then cam models that worked in a studio that are trying to figure out how to work from home, and then the newbie category that feel like they're going to start now. It doesn't it doesn't add up as something, a good thing for you to do. Like it really doesn't. Like it really doesn't. Not really. Like cam models think they can be a cam model as a band-aid fix, as a short-term fix, and there's so much other things that are a risk factor that they don't consider. Because the risks that are already been there for being a cam model is still there. The risk didn't change. We're in a pandemic. The risks followed you. Jobs still not being able to hire you. Other careers you wanted to do may not hire you. More people are on the internet, which means more people know about cam models, and if they have an issue or a judgment or some weird opinion about cam models and they want to use that against you, they will now more than ever. Unless you're already built to be self-employed, work for yourself, create multiple streams of income, have your savings, have your investing, so that you are making sure that you are your number one protector. Like the world that is against us right now is stronger than ever. Like stronger than ever against us. And most cam models that email me don't last that long. It's not like the information is going to change. They're asking me the same questions. They're asking me the same questions before the pandemic, and now they're asking me the same questions multiple times during the pandemic. It's not going to magically change. If you didn't build a skill, like for the emails I've gotten over the years of people asking me questions about being a cam model, my advice has always been the same. My answer has always been the same. If you're going to do this, you have to be solidly ready to take every risk, every obstacle involved that comes with this. That's it. Like, exactly. You were part-time first, already established working the career. Then you're ramping up to full-time. Because probably the other job you had probably told you cannot work right now because of the pandemic. But you've already established the income stream for being a cam model. Then it makes sense to go full-time in this time right now. It's also like, okay, great. You're already part-time of cam model. You probably have people at your workplace recognize you from online. Like the pirated content of being a cam model is still happening. It's not like it magically stopped. Like it's not like it magically stopped. The judgment of people is it's not stopping. It's a little bit worse because everyone's home and they're freaked out, scared because there's a pandemic. The mean level of people, it's increasing. Like I really there's no sugarcoating of anything when it comes to this. If you're doing it, you have a solid financial plan of why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and how you're going to make more income while you're doing it. Yeah, you could, but they're still going to judge you. This is why, like, for me, being home doing this for 17 years was because I did not want to deal with a job trying to judge me for what I do when I'm not at the job. Like, I am not there. I'm not clocked in as your employee. Why do you care what I do when I go home? So I said, screw it. I'm going to work from home full time. Like, yeah. Like, my part time webcam income when I had a job was my full time income. The job that had, health insurance and other benefits and things like that, didn't like I was making more money outside of the job. I'm not recommending anything. I just told people it's not a good idea to start this. So I've already told you, no, do not do this. Why would I recommend something? If you find it on your own, if you find a website on your own, and you want to start webcamming on your own, and you've already done the research, you've already figured out how you can do it, you've already figured out what part of your life is going to be affected or not affected, you've already evaluated which risks are good to take about being a cam model and what risks are not good to take about being a cam model, then go ahead and start. But if you're looking at me as the 411 wisdom of this career path and you want to know if you should start, I'm going to tell you no. So I hope that summed it up. That should have been the whole video right there. That part should have been the whole video right there. No, it is not a good time to start. If you know nothing about this career path and you want to start doing it, do not do it. Like, yeah, like just stay where you are. Figure out what other services you can apply for. Figure out what other jobs you can work at. Don't do this. Like, I couldn't be any more clear than that. And then working full time without a solid routine and schedule, you will not stay consistent. You will not have consistent paychecks. This whole, I'll log on over here for an hour, I'll log on over there for 3 hours, doesn't work. You need to make sure that you wake up, you get dressed, you shower, you make your breakfast, you get online, you work your 4 hour shift first for the morning, you take a break, you work your afternoon shift, you take a break, you make your dinner, you do all those things, you work out, you get back online for night shift. Because when you're full time, your whole entire focus is making sure that you have your daily targets every day, so you have your weekly paychecks every week. When you're working part time, you have your other income streams coming in. So if you don't feel like working, you don't have to work. But once you switch over to full time, there's more of I have to work so this stays regular so I can pay my bills on time consistently. And then, of course, you know, the blind spot of you cannot work forever. You need to build your own emergency fund and your own retirement savings. Because it's all new and shiny and you're making all this money and you think you're going to spend it all and never save it, it'll catch up to you. And then you realize, oh, crush, I have no money. There's that. So no, starting during a pandemic, no. Already doing it, already making money, okay, keep doing it. Be prepared for the risk factor. Be prepared for family and friends that are going to hate you. Because they're going to. Like I've already filtered out my family and friends that hated my job over the years. And yeah, it sucks. It's literally you and a computer. You on a computer, logging on websites, and hoping there'll be enough people on there to spend money on you to make money. With this whole pandemic, not everybody has the same income streams to be spending money on cam models. Nobody's thinking about that. Like nobody is thinking about not everybody who's spending money on cam models has the money to spend on cam models. So either your income drops to zero or drops to half or less than half. How are you going to handle that? Like really, how are you going to handle when your income drops? Because we're in a pandemic and people are holding on to their cash because they need it for their food, clothing, shelter, and kids. Yeah. I mean, you can ask me for the advice. It's all great and dandy. I'm happy to give you the advice, but here's what I'm telling you exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. Hard work, stress, constant wondering if you're going to make money, and then realizing the world does not give a crap about you. It does not. The world doesn't care about you, but the government still wants you to pay taxes. Welcome to being a cam model. Like, is that what you wanted me to tell you? To become a cam model, pay your taxes, and realize the government does not care anything about you at all. Like when you become a cam model, you literally burn a bunch of bridges the same moment you press broadcast. What's your plan? Like, what is your plan? You click broadcast, your friends hate you. You click broadcast, your boyfriend hates you. You click broadcast, your mom hates you. You click broadcast, any government stimulus check that you're supposed to get, you're not going to get. Every time you click broadcast, you cut off options. Every time. Every time I click broadcast, I'm cutting off options. That level of stress, that level of pressure, that level of anxiety constantly every time I log on, can you really handle that? I don't think you can. This is why I'm telling you, we're in a pandemic, we're already stressed. Reserve your energy, work in something that's already an essential service that needs employees. Save your money, get rid of all your debt, because this is also the other reason why cam models want to be cam models. If they're going to be cam models to pay off their debt. The industry is not equipped to handle this much people doing the job. There's going to be people going to be left behind and making no money at all. I swear I've been saying it on my channel for about, what, 2 years? I don't know if I saw this coming or I sensed it coming, but something was coming where I knew not everybody is going to come out ahead. It's not an equal business. It's not an equal opportunity business. It's not a business that you're guaranteed a paycheck. It's not a business where they treat you like an employee. You're an independent contractor. Many people don't even read the model agreement that they're signing up for. Some websites just changed it recently. Yeah. And the way I see it, if you can type to search for the video, you can read the model agreement contract that you sign up for every time you click broadcast. That's what you commit to when you become a cam model, in hopes they're going to give you a paycheck. It's a commission-based industry that's in your regular paycheck, where no two paychecks are exactly the same, even though you're working exactly the same amount of hours. Yeah. Okay. 30 minutes. I've said what I had to say. No, you don't want to do this job. If it wasn't the plan before the pandemic, why are you going to do it now? Like if you didn't start in December, why would you do it now? Like this is what I don't understand. If you weren't working in December when you actually had the website set up, you've already had your camera set up, you already had your computer set up, your lighting set up and everything, in December, why are you starting it now? Yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'll see you guys on the next one. Smooches.